Not every professional wrestler is financially successful. For every Hulk Hogan, there are hundreds who never make it to the big time. For these wrestlers, there is the independent circuit, a ragtag collection of local wrestling shows held in school gyms, hotels, armories, and auction houses across the nation.
My name is Archie Van Winkle. Everyone knows me as GQ. I'm an independent wrestler. You know, I've based everything on my career on hardcore, because if you're a little guy, you've got to do something to get noticed. You know, barbed wire, bloody matches. I remember a match one time that I had where I got split open so bad that I bled almost 2 pints of blood. I had to be took to the hospital, and they had to put blood back in me because that's how much blood I lost. You know, I've been involved in a lot of brutal matches, you know, where you got, you know, barbed wire wrapped around the ring and you do get cut and people think, oh, it's all fake, the blood's fake. I've got the scars on my forehead, my eyes, I've got scars on my back. I've got scars to prove that wrestling is not fake. Thumbtacks hurt like hell. Barbed wire hurts like hell. Getting hit in the head with a steel chair does not feel good. But, you know, it's just something that you put your body through to better yourself, you know, to give the people what they want. People come in and they pay their hard-earned money that they work for all week long to see a show. And that's what I give them. Size is not a good subject when it comes to me because, you know, I had expectations when I first got in this business. I wanted to make it to the WWE. If you don't weigh 300 pounds and got muscles the size of your head, you're not going to make it in the WWE, and that's just a real life thing that you have to get used to. You know, there's heels and there's baby faces, and the baby face is the good guy. You know, they're the people that goes out and they get to hang out with the crowd, you know, hug the women, kiss the babies, that whole 9 yards of, you know, BS if you ask me. But the heels are the people that have to stay in the back, you know, they're the bad guys. They're the ones that you're supposed to hate. When you go home, you're wanting to go home and cuss that man because of what he said to you and about your kids and everything else. But what makes me madder than anything in this business is when people break kayfabe. And that's a word that us guys use in this business, and that means that a heel goes out there and hangs out with the crowd and stuff. That's not his job. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to stay in the back and be hated and go out there and piss people off. How are you going to piss somebody off if you go out there and hang out with them? You're not going to be able to do your job, and that's a bad thing. I've worked for a lot of promoters in this business, and what a promoter does, they're the ones that get the matches together and explain to you how they want the match to go and all that good stuff. And some of the promoters are all right to work for, but there are promoters out there that are crooked. So myself and my partner started our own promotion, and we promote it. You know, we have backers to do the money thing, to pay the wrestlers. We book the matches. We put our minds together and get the matches that we want to happen. You know, we have this big outlook, you know, we're fixing to be put right back on TV. And the TV part is the main thing. That's the main goal. You want to get yourself out there, and that's what we're going to do. You know, just because you're on the independent circuit don't mean that you're not going to get famous, you know, because you will be. You know, you can be riding down the road in a car and people will be honking their horns, waving at you because they know who you are, screaming out your name, GQ. Even if you're the most hated wrestler, they're still going to cuss you. They're still going to wave at you just because they want to get close to you. Just because you're doing something that they're not doing. They're paying money to come watch you do it, to come watch me do it, you know. And I don't mind the fame part of it, but if you go out, you know, to eat, you shouldn't be bothered by people. You really shouldn't, but that's just part that you got to deal with. You have to deal with it. And sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. Oh yeah, ring rats. Ring rats are good to the single wrestler, but a wrestler that has, and let me tell you what a ring rat is. A ring rat is basically just like a groupie in a rock and roll band. They'll do anything for a wrestler, just to be close to a wrestler. And yes, even in the independent circuit, we have lots of ring rats. And if you're a single man, that's a good thing. If you're not a single man, that is not a good thing. Because my partner had a girl come up and tell him right in front of his wife that she would perform oral sex on him if he went to the bathroom right now, in front of his wife. I mean, that shows you what kind of character a ring rat's got. They have none, they're trash. You also have, the false idea that if you get into professional wrestling, you're gonna make lots of money. We're not Hulk Hogan, we're not The Undertaker, we don't make millions of dollars a year. You might be lucky the first year that you're in a business to even get paid. You might be lucky after you're there a couple years to make $5. Wrestling on the independent circuit, you're not gonna make big money. And as you can tell, I do not live in the most luxury home, you know what I'm saying? I live in a trailer, some people consider rednecks and white trash. That's not how it is, You have to do what you have to do in this life to survive. We're just like everybody else, I have to survive the best way I can, and I own this place. I've owned houses before. Bad luck happens to all of us, I've had bad luck, I've had problems that's come in my life, drug use, I've done all that, and I've lost a lot in my life, and I'm trying to gain my life back, and I've done a good job of it. I can care less what people think about my home and think about my person. You're going to pay to see me any way it goes. You're going to come to the show the next week and watch me do my thing in the ring because you want to see what GQ's going to do next. I have no clue how much longer I'm going to be in this business. I've been doing this for 9 years, I had numerous injuries and my body's not holding up too well, I can't tell you if I'm going to be in the business 2 more years or 10 more years. I'd like to do this, for the rest of my life, until the day I die, because I still have the heart and the fire to do it. But, when the time comes for me not to do it anymore, I don't know how I'm going to act about that. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that because it's something that I've been so passionate about for so long. I just don't know what there's going to be. Sometimes I go out and do this 2 or 3 times a week. And when the time comes for me not to step foot in that ring again, what am I going to do?